Good morning. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to Live with Liz. This is the last Live with Liz of 2020. Thank God. It has been quite a ride. We started this show about 6 months ago, and really show, blog, vlog, podcast, wannabe, whatever this is, I look at it as like a 15-minute break once a week where I come online and tell you a little bit about business development and marketing for law firms from my perspective. So for those of you who don't know or missed the first couple of sessions, I'm going to reintroduce myself. I'm Liz. I own a company called Firm Forward. I'm based in Houston. I'm American with all the faux pas that come with that. And Firm Forward and the services that I offer is born out of a career and a background in intellectual property and international business, this sort of intersection. The first part of my career I spent working in-house in the United States, hiring outside counsel and working with law firms and lawyers around the world. And then later on went to private practice, working in a law firm doing business development, and then on to this, Firm Forward. So I'm really excited to have you join me every week for a cup of coffee and a quick chat, and hopefully you learn something and I learn something, and we just kind of make it through all this together. Because yes, this was born out of the 2020 shit show. I don't have a better word for it, sorry. Hey, Evangelina, nice to see you here this week. We love seeing Evangelina. She's one of our regulars from Olivares, and she's brilliant. And we just really love to point that out every once in a while for the people who join us. I would like to thank those of you who have stuck with me along this journey, especially Evangelina, like I just said, Leah, who works with us at Firm Forward, Brian Epstein, who has been a real champion for us in getting us motivated to keep doing this every week. And let's take a quick look back. What did we do in 2020? Well, we wore a lot of sweatpants. We figured out how to just kind of survive the day with parents and toddlers running around, and took a hard look at some of the business development and marketing challenges and opportunities that this whole thing has brought our way. And so some of the lessons that we learned this year and some of the things that we really wanted to emphasize included legal publications, marketing the firm in terms of branding and positioning, digital marketing that we had to take advantage of since we couldn't go anywhere. Hey, Leah, what up? And, and there are some things that we really just wanted to drive home about being successful from the business perspective in your firm. Some of the advice we give is really dedicated to firms in the business to business space, and some is also applicable to the business to consumer space. We're just happy to have you all join us week after week. What we've done now is plan for 2021, because as much as we wish that at the stroke of midnight when New Year's comes about, this whole thing could just be forgotten, we can't. It's not going to magically transition into whatever normal is or was. We're still going to be in this for a while, but we're in it together. So there's a lot that we are hoping to cover and achieve. We're going to kick off the year with some very interesting topics that are relevant to what's going on in the legal world right now. We're going to look at the way events have evolved and the way virtual networking and business development has changed, and how to be successful in these environments as you practice law and maybe change your practices in response to the different opportunities and challenges that you're facing. And so some of the takeaways from 2021 from Firm Forward that we've kind of instilled in you, we always talk about planning, execute, measure, revise the plan. That's basically how we approach just about everything that we do structurally and strategically when it comes to business development planning, career planning, diversity, equity, and inclusion planning, and implementation of legal technology and new marketing plans. All of these have this theme in common where we plan, execute, measure, and plan some more. We also I have tried to instill this notion of authenticity, that you should really try and be yourself as you put yourself out there in new mediums like social media, and if you haven't started your blog yet, or if you're changing your website and chatting. Now, I was remiss when I said you should be authentic. If you happen to be a jerk or just an asshole, that advice was not for you. Simple as that. There are some other takeaways from this year that we really are not necessarily 100% sure of at this point. Virtual networking and where that's going. We know that at least it's a medium that can be embraced. The lessons this year that not everyone has embraced them, and that while there are opportunities, there are also limitations. But one of the things that goes along with that is this notion of continuous education and professional development improvement. And to that end, next year, we'll also be talking about things like professional development, coaching, training, mentoring, learning how to do better pitches to clients. Finding those clients, again, is one of the challenges that we have, and we'll be looking at doing that throughout these new mediums that have come about. Another thing that we try to instill in our clients and just in general for our friends and whoever else is to embrace technology and automation in your firm. This is something that there's a lot of apprehension about, but all of a sudden everyone was sort of forced to. You have no choice. But there are some ways to do that effectively and ways that are more challenging to do that. But the overall message there is to not fight against where the legal services industry is taking you, rather embrace it and become a leader in that space. If you don't, the competition will. And so if you're one of those people who is able to adopt those new technologies and able to implement automation to bring down costs and deliver services in a way that's more effective for your clients, then you'll be one of the success stories, is basically how we look at that. And we don't want to spend too much time dwelling on 2020. I mean, I know that it was filled with a lot of difficulty and tragedy for a lot of people. This has really just been the most difficult year in living memory, certainly for me, and I think for most of the world. So in that respect, at least, we're not alone. But for next year, I'm looking at this with optimism. And even though we know that things don't magically transform at the stroke of midnight, as we just mentioned, I believe that this is still a chance for renewal and a chance to look at everything fresh and to start that whole cycle again of evaluating what makes sense for your firm, where you're going, and how you're going to get there. And we can do this by measuring, conducting competitive analysis, understanding the resources that are available, and then making the decisions that will hopefully lead to not just your success from a financial standpoint or survival from a financial standpoint, but also just a sort of evolution of your professional development and your firm into what you want it to be. And so New Year's in my world, I'm Jewish, so we always have New Year's, at a different time than everybody else, but we also have this New Year's on January 1 for the calendar year that we use collectively in society. And this is also a chance for renewal and rebirth and considering all of the different opportunities that lay ahead. So we put together this really exciting list of topics to cover next year. But if you have something that you want us to address, we're really flexible and agile, as you should be as well, to making some changes and covering some of the things that you want to see. So if you want to revisit some of the things that we've looked at before, like the legal publications, where what was the takeaway there? Some things are worth investing in, some things are not, but we do recommend aggregators. If you want to look at something like a certain technology for practice management or for billing practices, or if you're looking at alternative fee arrangements, or maybe you want to take a closer look at a particular jurisdiction, those are all things we're open to doing here at Firm Forward. And we love spending these 15 minutes a week, sometimes a little less, sometimes a little more, going over some of these things together. And it gives us always ideas about what we can do in the future to improve our practices, to improve our livelihoods, to grow. Maybe that means hiring new people, which, hey, Firm Forward's starting to do that. And maybe that means getting more clients. Maybe that means being more proactive with the clients that you have. Maybe that means adopting something new in your firm. And that's where we come in. We come in and show you how it's done, what might work best in your particular situation, whether it be a new type of technology, whether it be a new approach to communication, maybe not as much swearing as I've done during this session, which is a little unusual for me on Live with Liz, but not in real life. That's just who I am. You know, be authentic, true to yourself, right? Yeah, that's basically what's going on. So a little bit of time dwelling on 2020, maybe just to mourn, grieve, try and make sense of things. But don't think about it too much. Let's focus more on the future together. Let's look at what we can fix, do better, where we can find success together, and what opportunities lie ahead, because I think we're just going to take these lessons from 2020 and apply them to the future of whatever it is we're doing. And we're going to make it through this together. And yeah, it's still going to be a challenge. 2021 is not expected to be some sort of, return to where things used to be. But there are signs of hope in life all around us. We're looking forward to travel again, hopefully. Some of our favorite conferences are going to go all out toward the end of the year, which is when most people, it looks like, are planning to hop back on those planes and get together in person. But maybe in the beginning part of the year, we'll just take it slowly and see how things evolve and take it all in stride and not take it too seriously. So if you have any questions about your business development or marketing efforts related to your law firm or your legal team or your practice, we are here to help you with those things. Please always feel free to send us an email, solutions@firmforward.com. We are always open to brief conversations to set up, a relationship with you. We want to know you. We want to be a part of your world. Sounds like something from Disney, but it's not. We're genuine about that. We really love to get together with people and figure out where things are going. So love the questions. Really would love to meet with you. And if there's a way that we can help improve your practice, whether it's related to technology you're not sure about, or where the legal industry is going, or how you should be communicating to your target audience, if it's more like people like me, we absolutely can help with all of those things. And especially when it comes to the strategies, planning, and execution, that is where our core competency lies. And we are very excited to be transforming right along with you. And in that vein, talking about transforming, we are very excited because our new website, the new Firm Forward site with the new business model, is getting ready to launch. It's not quite ready yet, but it's almost ready. And we are going to be offering some very interesting services related to social media management and communications, to your websites. We have some coaching and training with some very interesting associate or affiliated coaches, rather. And all of these new announcements are coming in 2021. So there is hope. There are things to look forward to. Happy New Year, Auntie Mariana. That is adorable. And just really thanks for being a part of the journey. Happy New Year indeed to all of you. And keep your head up. If you need us, we're here. We're in it together. And we're really looking forward to seeing you week by week through 2021 as we figure out where we're going and how we're going to do it. So thanks for joining us on Live with Liz and making this weekly endeavor something pretty successful for me, and hopefully something that's useful for you. And I hope to see you throughout 2021, maybe even in person toward the end of the year. Take it easy, everybody. Don't take it too seriously. Happy New Year. And beijo. That's so maybe just what we do. Yeah. Happy New Year. Bye, everybody.